Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, July 19th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. Over the last couple of days here, we've seen a little bit of a pullback from the all-time highs. We are still well within the uptrending market here. As you can see, very clear uptrend that has developed here since the April lows. We can put a line down here that looks something like this. A line on top here, you can see the uptrending channeling behavior. A little bit of a pullback, but still well within the framework of the uptrending market. But how much pullback do we get? Do we come back to the line and bounce? Do we fill the gap here? We have an open gap back toward the 54.50 zone, 54.45 in that area. There's also an unfilled FOMC key level from June 12th, and we have another FOMC coming up here shortly, July 31st. Now, any pullback of that magnitude could still be a buying opportunity until proven otherwise, but we could even see a pullback as deep as 5,400 and still be a buying opportunity. Recall that we are looking at 400-point distributions in the ES, 5,400 here, you got the 5,000 level here, and the next level up, 5,800 up here. If we pull back as deep as 5,400, it could still be a buy toward 58 with a shot at busting through and looking at the next upside 400-point distribution at 6,200, which is marked above. So again, 5,800 could be the next key level tested above, even if price pulls back as deep as 5,400 below. Now today, from an intraday perspective, already we've seen kind of a rejection of the previous session's low in overnight and pre-market trading. We've seen a little bit of a bounce back. Perhaps that can lead to a little bit more modest intraday strength, but the downtrend has been in effect here. Bears are looking to defend into morning weakness or morning strength for a shot at another round of weakness. Perhaps a violation of the two-day lows there opens up some downside if bears gain control. If we take a look here at the NQ, this one looks a little different here than the ES. It has seen quite a bit more weakness since the prior Thursday here, outside day down. A little bit of buildup of energy here, and then another heavy day down this previous Wednesday. And now we're seeing new lows yet again today, hit a new low beyond the previous session's low, and a downtrend has clearly taken place over the last week plus of trading. This one also has yet to fill the gap here. There's an open gap right there. There's also the June 12th FOMC key level below, unfilled there as well. We could be looking at a return as deep as that zone there. You see an LVN here that could be in play, 19,200, and that could provide another bounce opportunity to the upside. Are we going to be developing an expanding range of some sort up here with highs up here, lows down here? That could lead to another bounce opportunity up ahead. But right now, again, continuing to see signs of short-term downtrending price action. The morning strength could be an opportunity for bears to defend. Watch for prices above 2,000. How does that, what kind of reaction do we get upon pushing through that level early today? If we push through 20,000, do we start to see some rejection? If so, we could be looking at lower lows up ahead. If this thing can bust through 2,000 or 20,000, maybe we have a little bit more upside left in the day. Looking at crude oil, this one seems stuck in the mud as of right now. Fairly stuck in the mud ever since the last part or later part of June. We've been here for about a full month stuck in this range here. This is the previous quarter's close price, and it's pretty much hugged that price throughout the month of July. Still building out here and building out some range so far. So this is building some energy. Not quite ready for expansion just yet, but if it was to fall back below 80, that opens up quite a bit of downside here towards 76, maybe even toward the previous quarter's low price at 72.48. So watching this compression here to see how it continues to play out. But for the most part, expecting further range-bound price action within this compression. Once we see expansion, we could see the next 4 to 6 point move. Looking at gold futures, this one right now down 2% at the moment after reaching new all-time highs beyond the 2480 level. 2480 was our next market structure level up to go test. We got that a couple of days ago. Right now, selling off away from that level here again, and pulling back toward the middle part of this range. The middle part of this range, somewhere around the 2350 zone, 2380 zone, so somewhere in that area. And so this market right now, again, seeing a reversion to the mean, a little bit of a R3 reversal off the third standard deviation of VWAP, and we're seeing this thing rotate back down yet again. So wouldn't be surprising if we kind of snap back toward the center part of this range up ahead, especially with today's heavy selling pressure. Looking at the YM, now the YM did reach our upside target. So before I went on holiday there, this right there was our last day with room here, and we had that range as a major breakout opportunity. We were marking this day as the day one breakout with a shot at rallying as much as 200 points, maybe even more, and we got that move almost perfectly. Got that move exactly as we had seen it kind of develop there, quantified it with the ADR indicator, and it reached its maximum move. So it did a fantastic job of seeing expansion after that compression. Topped out yesterday with a strong high, outside day down, so maybe the near-term high is in. Another sell signal off the third standard deviation of VWAP here. Maybe there's a little bit more pullback ahead. But the key level to watch is going to be the previous quarter's high price right there, that blue line. Once you fall back below there, you start working your way back toward 39.5 and maybe back within the range a little bit. So we'll see right here, can it extend to the upside, or is this high in? And do we see a little bit more pullback toward 40K up ahead? Now Bitcoin right now showing a little bit of strength right now. Quite a squeeze over the last week of trading, but at the moment it is currently building out within a 4-day narrow range. 4-day narrow range of compression, especially after the bounce off the previous quarter's low price. If it can start pushing through 66, it opens up 674 up above. So you have that range that has been in play. We talked about it back here, that the market looked a little bit toppy, and we could be looking at a rotation back towards 65, 66, and if we fail there, we open up the bottom half of the range at 57. So we got that move across the range to the downside. Now we are seeing the opposite response here. This compression here could build that energy to kind of push this thing back toward recent highs. Again, got to keep an eye on the previous quarter's midpoint. Any push through 66K starts to really open this thing up. So building some energy with an upward bias in the near term. Same thing for ETH here. ETH also seeing some compression over the last 4 days after a big squeeze. This thing is also sitting around the midpoint of this range. 2800 been a big time area of support. 4000 the other end of resistance, and you have kind of that 3400 level right there that's been the middle zone of this range. So building some energy right around the middle of that range with a shot at seeing a flow back toward the upper end of the larger trading range up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops here heading into the weekend. Happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.